The Amashova Durban Classic, which took place this past weekend with some of the finest races in all of South African cycling. And of course, it was a monumental route from Pietermaritzburg all the way to Durban to try and win one of South Africa's biggest cycle races. Now, the race wasn't only for professional athletes, though. It was all for all shapes and sizes and taking place in one of 3 different routes on the day. Now, one man who did take part in the race joins us this morning, Mr. Dave Balles, who also happens to be the CEO of Cape Town Cycle Trust. Good morning to you. So how are you?
Good morning. Sore? Tired? Yes,
as you should be, as you should be. Tell me a bit about your weekend. So there were 3 routes that were available, the 106 kilometre, the 65 kilometre and the 35 kilometre. Which one of those did you take part in?
That's correct. The 105, the seeding event for the Cape August Pick and Pay Cycle Tour. They've introduced 2 new distances to the event, which has been wonderful because it allows the whole family to take part.
Yes.
So it's kind of embraced the family aspect of cycling, which is wonderful.
Now, you've been part of the atmosphere here when we have the Cape August, and of course then you were in KZN. Now, what was the atmosphere like? How did it compare, the two?
Fantastic. I think the city of Durban, the city of Maritzburg have kind of embraced the event. The route is obviously the route that the Comrades follows, and I think the biggest misnomer about that event is that it's downhill. Believe me, Maritzburg to Durban may seem downhill, but it ain't. And all the way along the route, right the way through Hillcrest, through all the towns that you go through, people come out and support it, and that's wonderful.
Wow.
It means that the local communities are getting involved, and just makes for a fantastic spirit on the day.
Awesome stuff. Tell me about the winners. What did you make of them and the standard of racing that took place?
Well, very pleased. Obviously, when the winners were coming in, I was sitting somewhere out on the route freezing. Unlike Durban, the weather was cold. It was chilly. There was a little bit of rain. But very pleased to see a Cape Townian win. Well,
yes.
He's living up in Johannesburg. Nolan Hoffman taking the win for us down here in the Cape. And then Anneli Kachelhofer and Anneli Pretorius taking the ladies' competition. Very exciting. Sprint finishes. With the weather the way it was, the bunches stayed together. So a very exciting bunch finish.
Fantastic. Now, speaking of the winners, we managed to catch up with them and hear what they had to say about finishing at the top of the pack in a very tight race. Take a look.
Ecstatic, really happy to have won here in Durban again. It's our sponsors' home base. The team is based from here, and incredible atmosphere always in Durban, and just really happy to have won today.
Amazing race. I won the race. I'm really ecstatic about it. I'm really ecstatic taking the win. I've came second the past 8 races, like 5 times. So I'm really happy with the win, and yeah, it's a great day. For me, it's a great day out in Durban. So
today I only finished 3rd, a bit of a disappointment for myself. I used to win this race also a few times, so it's sad coming 3rd, but well-deserved win for Team Abantu and Nolan Hoffman.
And then, of course, there was Herman Forshare, the man who won the Pick and Pay August this year, but came 3rd in this race. As we said, was a very, very tight one. Now, as I was asking just earlier on, what do you make of the state of cycling right now in South Africa? And is there enough being invested into the sport to encourage more participation?
Look, I think from a mass participation point of view, it's going really, really well. You only have to look at the record numbers at the Momentum 94.7 Cycle Challenge up in Johannesburg. The Amashova this year with a record entry of just under 11,000.
Wow.
Which is phenomenal. It makes it the 3rd biggest race in South Africa and one of the biggest mass participation events in the world. I think that there would be fantastic to see more money invested at the top end of the sport, but certainly from a mass participation point of view, right the way across mountain biking and road cycling, record numbers. The cycle tour filling up in 5.5 days. Amashova, as I've said, with a record entry, and then Johannesburg with the cycle challenge being a fantastic event. So very healthy, and glad to see the competition at the top so tight. I mean, Nolan is a phenomenal sprinter. Herman Forshare, who took the cycle tour last year, also an incredible sprinter. So nice to see exciting racing taking place at the top.
Now, of course, there was also a lot of professional cyclists, but also just participants who were just, jollying for the fun. And we wanted to hear exactly what they made of the race. Let's take a look.
Definitely best race I've ever done, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. Just the pace of it, the gears, nice vibe at the end. It's awesome.
No, the race was wonderful. We enjoyed the race. The weather was good for us as well, so we are extremely grateful that we managed to finish.
Absolutely amazing. Undoubtedly a race that I'll come back into over and over and over again. And anyone who hasn't done it, guys, get on your bikes, please. Cycle it. You'll love it. You'll fall in love with it. You really will.
Of the event echoed by those statements there. Great congratulations to the city of Durban and the province of KZN for hosting such a fantastic event. Tell me a bit about what goes into organising an event of this kind of magnitude.
Well, I think the organisers have to be congratulated, but an event like that doesn't happen in a city and a province like KZN without the complete buy-in of both Maritzburg and city and the local councils. To close off the roads and inconvenience the residents of those cities is a big thing. It's a huge thing. And the fact that the city buys into it can never be underestimated. That, the local residents buying in, and wonderful to see the mayor of Durban, I believe, is now getting on a bicycle and getting cycling. So who knows, we'll have him there doing the long distance next year. So that's vitally important.
Yeah.
You know, having experience like that and listening to the comments by the folk like myself that were riding in the middle and the back is what keeps the sport going. Definitely. So a big heads up to the city of Durban. They are a cycle-friendly city. Safe cycling is at the forefront of the Amashova and what it does. I know that they've invested a lot of money in bike parks, in safe cycling, the campaign that I have on my chest at the moment, something that they support. So really good to see the city and the province getting behind it.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, sir, it's been great having you in, and we look forward to seeing you on a bike next year. Cape August, are we going to be seeing you?
You won't see me riding. You'll see me back at Amashova and at the 94.7 doing my thing. I'll be working in March.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Dave Valles, the CEO of the Cape Town Cycle Trust, telling us all about the Amashova cycle race that took place this past weekend in Durban. Stay tuned. Lots more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.